Hey, welcome to the Influencer Sessions. I am your host, Jesse Cole. I'm excited about this show. We're interviewing Quincy Smith, who is the co-founder of Team Pursuit, which is a conglomerate of community executives and nonprofits who are pushing the kingdom forward, pushing the kingdom agenda forward in the schools and the communities, not only here in Detroit area, but across the country. We're talking about partnerships and why partnerships are important and how important it is for you to partner with the right partners, right? And I really hope that you get something out of this interview. Mr. Quincy Smith here on the Influencer Sessions. Welcome to the Influencer Sessions. I'm Jesse Cole, your leadership coach. I'm sitting here with Mr. Quincy Smith. How are you, sir?
I'm great, man.
Thank you for joining us today.
Yes, sir.
We're talking about fostering great partnerships.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So before we get into that, tell us more about you and what you do.
Well, Quincy Smith, I am what I've been doing for the last 15 years, working in education and working with young people, primarily schools, K through 8.
Right.
And my niche has really been working with the middle school age as a dean of students. In society, we've kind of lost our way, when it comes to morals and values and them, being instilled at home, So I take pride in, being involved in not just, kids' lives, but the family, as a whole, the family unit as a whole. Because as you know, there's a lot of fathers that are missing, so our families need help.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
So how did you use that experience in the educational field to foster partnerships and relationships with people in the community?
Well, just working in schools, you come across, different, families and individuals that need, they need help, they need support. So building a rapport with different people, different family members, and I know that there are certain strengths that maybe I don't possess, but I know someone else may possess, and I can point those families and those individuals to someone else that could kind of pinpoint and give them the help that they need.
Good stuff.
Because as an individual, we can't do it all.
Right.
I have my strengths, others have strengths. I have weaknesses, others have weaknesses. So kind of take a team approach.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Talking about team approach, you and your wife, you guys founded Team Pursuit.
Yes, sir.
Which is an organization, a conglomerate of organizations that have come together to not only help the young people here in Detroit area, but people across the nation. Tell us more about that.
Well, Team Pursuit is the name of the organization we started about 4 years ago. And our vision was to connect with other organizations who had a likeness and vision, a likeness and passion and vision, and kind of come together. And what we do is our strength is to do annual events, where we bring all the organizations together and we set up workshops, talking about different areas or different topics that we present, and we have these other other leaders and other organizations kind of present these workshops that kind of help the kids out. So we've been doing it since 2012.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
So how do you ensure that you're connecting with the right organizations? Because there's a lot of people out there who are doing good work, but they may not fit into what the model that you and your wife have created. So how do you ensure that you connect with the right people? Yeah,
see, discernment is important.
Okay.
You have to discern, and you have to know once you're that initial conversation and then that initial, meeting, the organization or an individual, discernment has to play a part into that. Right. And the only way, is through a relationship with God, So we take that very serious. And then, we have to have the same destination. We have to have the same goals. What are you trying to achieve, with your organization or, with what you're trying to do? And if that doesn't match, then, no hard feelings, but it's not a good connection for us, So, discernment is huge.
It's kind of like marriage, right?
Absolutely.
When you're trying to choose a mate, you may see a lot of women out there, or in women's case, men out there who look good.
Yeah. From the outside.
Yeah. Once you have those phone calls and you spend some time with them, that's when okay, is this person for me or not? You got to make that decision.
And that's the key. I mean, it's taking time to spend time and to know, and have an understanding of what, what the mission is and what the vision is. You can only do that by having that conversation and spending time with them.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you hear the phrase fostering good partnerships, and when you hear that phrase, what comes to mind?
Fostering good partnerships, For me, it's kind of being intentional, about who we connect with,
Right.
and drawing from the strengths of others.
Right.
Like I stated earlier, we can't do it all, but I know that, there's others who have a certain niche. They have a certain gift,
Right.
that they can bring to the table. And, it's not my job to kind of overstep or to say, well, you should be doing things like this or doing things like I do it. No, let people operate in their innate ability
Right.
to do a specific thing. And in the end, we all win. We all come out on top. If the common goal is to help other people and to serve.
I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. So, we have some people that have invested into this coaching program, and I'm pretty sure they're finding value in what you're saying.
Yeah.
So what are 3 things that they can do right now to start fostering better relationships, better partnerships?
Better partnerships. Number one, I think it's important for you to identify the passion that's on the inside of you. You have to know what God has called you to do. You have to know and be intentional about figuring out, what is it that I can do? If nobody even paid me to do it, this is something that I just love to do regardless, right? Identify that first. What is the passion? Once you identify the passion, then you write down the vision. You write it down where you see yourself going, and then you can understand what the destination is and where you see yourself ending up. Now, once you partner with someone else, then you have to have an understanding is their vision, what they're trying to do, does it align with where I'm going? Okay, you have to ask yourself that question, and if it doesn't, then you may have to make a decision at that point to say, this partnership, may not work. But if they have the same vision, the visions are aligned, the mission, is on the same path, then it can be beneficial to both, partnerships, and God can use you.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is, in order to foster good relationships, you have to first understand what you have to bring to the table.
Absolutely.
If you don't know your value, then somebody else is going to tell you what your value is.
Absolutely.
And then
That's
you
how it
might
works.
get in the wrong relationship.
That's how it works. Yeah. And like I said, I cannot stress enough understanding what you are specifically called to do.
Right.
Because, God has put something innately on the inside of us, and He designed us to do a specific thing. And if you don't understand what that specific thing is, we can waste time trying to figure out, what I'm supposed to be doing with my life,
Right.
And we can be unproductive,
Right.
So you got to be targeted. You got to be intentional. You got to have a clear understanding. I was put on this earth to do this specific thing, and nothing's going to get in my way in doing that.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
One leadership lesson that you've learned that you continue to see unfold in your life.
Yeah.
What is that one leadership lesson?
To allow people to make mistakes, allow people to kind of go through the process, and lead by example, and not necessarily by words and telling somebody what to do, but kind of just lead by example, and just kind of let God use you in that area, because you kind of see things that should be done in a certain way, and sometimes you might want to micromanage or
do it this way.
Do it this way. Just try to be involved. Sometimes God is saying, back off. Let people kind of bump their head a little bit. And set the example. You set the model for them to see, because most of what we learn is not by what we hear. It's by vision.
Yes,
it's by
sir.
what we see.
Yes,
So we can set that model and set the example for others. They'll follow.
We're talking about legacy, man. We're talking about legacy.
Yes, sir.
That's what we're talking about, making sure that you leave the type of template that others can build off of.
That's right. And then that model affects the next generation,
Yes, sir.
the next generation,
Yes, sir.
and that's how we build the family unit.
Good stuff.
And that's our mission, man.
Yes,
That's what we're called to do.
How can they learn more about you? Any websites, social media?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we have a website, teampursuit.org, has all our information, how you can get in contact with us, some of the upcoming events and things that we have going on. Not too much on Twitter. I do have a Twitter account. My wife is huge on Twitter, but I am on Facebook. I have a decent presence on Facebook, so you can look me up under Quincy Smith on Facebook. And also our organization has a Facebook page as well at Team Pursuit.
Good stuff. Thank you very much for your time,
It's been
sir.
a pleasure, Jesse. Thank you, man.
Good stuff. Wow, that was a great interview, wasn't it, man? Mr. Quincy Smith, he brought it with that partnership, with those partnership principles, man. Listen, one of the biggest things that I got, one of the biggest lessons that I received out of that interview was this: that understanding who you are in the kingdom will help you align with the right people who have the same vision and mission as you do. That is extremely important, an important lesson to learn as you go forth. I really hope that you were blessed by this interview, and we thank you for watching the Influencer Sessions. And remember that what you want to become depends on your willingness to become it. Have a great day.